Oh boy. First I went after the Cookie Run community for its toxic behavior, and now I'm here to basically say, please hire me, dev sisters. Listen here, devs. I've got plenty of ideas for characters, events, and buffs. My brain is pretty much a goldmine, so this is quite the opportunity. Alright, I'll stop bragging. I know it gets annoying. As you can probably tell, I'm gonna talk about Cookie Run again. However, I won't be bashing the community like last time. I've thought about doing a video that would be more positive and to talk about something I enjoy. So what do I enjoy more than video games and bad horror movies? Yep, character designing. So today, I'm going to be designing some cookies. If by any chance the dev sisters are seeing this, hello, please hire me. Anyways, let's get started with the first cookie. I decided to go a bit more extra with this cookie design. I decided to do another culture-based one, perfect to go alongside Rainbow Cookie, or Arcoiris Cookie, however you want to call her. It started with a simple idea. What if I made an Egyptian cookie? Then, for whatever reason, I connected the idea of animal crackers to Egyptians. Who knows why? Anyways, I got to work on some concepts. I originally wanted to make some kind of monster cookie based off a scarab beetle, specifically the popular symbol representing the god Khepri raising the sun. However, it didn't take me long to think of something more fitting. Why not just a cookie who gives offerings, much like a priestess? Using what? Well, I thought about incense, but I didn't know how to make that work, so I went with lotuses. So after collecting enough lotus petals, she will summon help from 2 different gods. And I actually had to do some research for this, but I'm sorry if I get anything wrong. So she'd ask help from either Khepri or Thoths. Yes, there's actually an Egyptian god named Thoths. Khepri, being the one who raises the sun, I thought it'd be fitting for her to get a big health boost whenever she gets help from him. Getting help from Thoths, who's the god of wisdom, amazingly, allows her to gain double points for a limited amount of time, and that's really it for her ability. Her candy would grant her more health after collecting each lotus petal, much like a small potion. Her pet, Bastet, grants her protection with 2 shields, and each unused shield gives her points. I thought it would be fitting, granted the type of god that Bastet is based off of. As you could tell, she'd run for a pretty long time thanks to her health boost and her shields. Kind of OP now that I think about it, but really anything to keep this beauty on the screen. Okay, next cookie is this is Anesthesia Cookie. Guys, stop looking at me that way. Okay, I don't have a nurse fetish. I don't. Kink shaming aside, the process of designing this cookie was pretty simple. While thinking of abilities, I realized that there isn't really any cookies related to sleep. Minus moonlight, I guess. But hear me out. There isn't a cookie that's about unconsciousness. And that made me think about anesthesia, aka knockout gas. As you can tell, that's where the nurse design comes into play. Could I have designed her to be less sexual? Yes, I could have. Anyways, this cookie's ability is simple. After a certain amount of time, she starts the procedure. She puts on her medical mask, and laughing gas fills up the air. Also, the background changes to look more like a medical hall. During this time, she will be collecting powerful sleepy jellies. And if she has her magic candy, much stronger versions of the sleepy jellies appear. At the end of the procedure, everything goes back to normal. Her pet, Sleep Aid, will throw pills that makes objects go to sleep. In other words, you can run through them without getting hurt. And you get points for each sleeping object. Pretty simple, but I guess I just wanted an excuse to make a cookie based off a drug. And dress her up as a nurse. Please don't kink shame me. On to the third cookie, we have Latex Cookie. Okay, listen, I understand that these designs are getting more and more, sensual. I'm just gonna own up to it. I love femme fatales, alright? Don't come after me. Anyway, some of the inspiration for latex were characters like Catwoman and Bayonetta. Of course, the biggest contribution is, BDSM and the profession of being a dominatrix. The idea for her is this. Armed with a riding crop, she slaps obstacles out of her way at given times. Each slapped obstacle fills up her meter. Once the meter is full, she gains her ability, which I'd say is where it gets fun. Featureless cookies will show up on the path, And as Latex passes each cookie, she smacks them with her riding crop. Each cookie gives her points as she passes along, and with her magic candy, she can gain even more points. As for her pet Snake Whip, it grants her a lust potion. In other words, a potion that gives her dash and makes her giant. And by the way, I'm just going to add, he is the cutest thing. I love him so much. Now, I have 3 more to explain, however, I will try to get through it more quickly since I don't have speed draw footage for them and their references are already done. Next we have Arcoiris Cookie, or Rainbow Cookie for those of you who are uncultured. She's a cookie who, after collecting tear jellies, turns into a dashing, crying ghoul. At the end of her run, she gains points, and magic candy lets her run even longer to earn more points. If you can't tell already, she's based off the legend of La Llorona. Her pet Weeping Ghost gives her a dash potion after a certain amount of time. Moving on, we have Victorian Cookie, a monstrous cookie equipped with a fancy dress and an umbrella. Her meter fills up after a certain amount of time, and once it does, she grows giant spider legs, destroying everything in her path. Her magic candy grants web jellies to appear during her run. Her pet Bowfly grants her frilly health potions. Now this is the last one, and honestly, my favorite. Taffy Cookie, the silent and uncontrollable monster. This legendary cookie grows 4 monstrous arms that are bigger than her whole body. During her destruction, her energy drains 10% slower. What her magic candy does is that it revives her after running out of energy, and once revived, her trail of destruction happens even more frequently, and it gives her more points. She doesn't have a pet like the other legendaries, however, let's be honest, it doesn't sound like she really needs one. Alright, that covers all of them. Lutz, Anesthesia, Latex, Arcoiris, Victorian, and Taffy. All absolute angels and are perfect for Cookie Run. I'll be waiting for my application, Dev Sisters. You're welcome. In all seriousness, I found this fun. Feels good to talk about my characters. I know this probably wasn't very interesting, but thank you to the ones who watched through the end. I'll be seeing you later, gamers.